Burning, a South Korean thriller mystery drama directed by Chang-dong, and I do apologize in advance if I do butcher any of these names. So I'm not very knowledgeable on Korean directors, but I looked at the reviews for this guy's work and he seems to have quite a few bangers floating around out there, so I'll definitely be checking out more of his content soon. So Burning follows a Korean boy named Jung-soo, who meets a girl who used to live in his neighborhood that he doesn't remember named Hae-mi, and she asks him to watch her cat while she's out of town. When she returns, she introduces him to Ben, a man she met on the trip, and Ben proceeds to tell Jung-soo about his hobby. So before I get into this review, because I know this is one we've been waiting on, so before I get into this review, I gotta say thanks to my viewers and my subscribers, and if you're still watching as a viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing?
Get over here!
Yeah, take care of that. But anyway, a lot of you mentioned Steven Yeun's performance being really good in this one, so yeah, let's talk about it. So for my initial thoughts on Burning, I gotta say, this was a great, interesting movie. And although I thought Steven Yeun's performance was better in Minari, hopefully I said it right that time, I thought Burning as a whole was a better movie overall in my opinion. And the director Chang-dong just does a hell of a job with composition throughout this movie. Great camera perspectives and sound design, and the mystery you see simply from the visual storytelling here is nearly immaculate. So I just wanted to give a quick spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen this movie yet. I plan to get into mild spoilers with this review simply because there's a couple of things that I want to discuss, and it was a pretty highly requested review, you could say, from the audience. So yeah, there's your warning. Let's get into it. My biggest reason for loving this film so much is the level of ambiguity it displays, and almost none of the questions we have related to the main plot is certain, and there's almost a reasonable opposing viewpoint for everything. But I must admit, I really enjoyed the film. The lead who played Jung-soo was great, but Steven Yeun's performance as Ben was very different from anything I've seen him in so far. His character is literally the biggest mystery in this movie. He's so mysterious, carefree, and ominous all at the same time. And it works really well. Also, the actress who plays Hae-mi in the film falls in that category as well. You're not really sure where her head is or where her true feelings lie throughout this movie with certain things in her life. But for the most part, we are always aware of Jung-soo's mindset and how it seems like everyone around him isn't making much sense. But because of this uncertainty, he finds his own certainty and reasons to justify his actions. So for those of you who have seen the film, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who haven't, here's one of those mild spoilers I sort of mentioned earlier. So Jung-soo's love interest Hae-mi in the movie eventually goes missing, and Jung-soo suspects Ben as the killer. And the audience is also being convinced of this conclusion as well, like 50% of the time. But not much is concrete or has a solid explanation behind it. And from here as viewers, we become quite sure that we really can't be sure of anything really. And I actually love this aspect of the movie. Burning is actually pretty long though, and I think it takes a lot longer than it needs to establish what it continues to address throughout the film, which is mainly classism. And this was a strong theme that was rehashed many times in many forms throughout the film, whether it be verbally, symbolically, or just literally. And this is required for the story the movie wants to tell. I personally felt like it pondered on this element a little too long, but that's just my personal nitpick. So I'm giving Burning a 9 out of 10. This film was a very impressive display of storytelling. And as I mentioned earlier, I will definitely be checking out more from Chang-dong after now experiencing this film. Now I'm kind of kicking myself for not checking out this film earlier, back in 2018 when it was released, but I do thank you guys for recommending the film. That was actually a really great suggestion. But there you have it. If you enjoyed the content, you know what to do. Thank you for watching.